on into the room, the coachable, teachable, trainable, and coaches city and state for catching this information on today. Today, we are talking about unlocking your valuable intellectual property for profit. Okay, you've got a lifetime of valuable intellectual property, but are you monetizing it? Today, we're going to reveal a VIP3 framework. This is going to be your key to turning experience into a profitable brand asset. Okay, so if you're interested into ways that you want to discover this VIP framework, that's going to be your valuable, intellectual, purpose, passion, and property to monetize your unique expertise and learn how W2 professionals can actually leverage their intellectual property for entrepreneurial success. Then today is the day that you really want to tune in to this information. I'm going to cover defining a valuable intellectual purpose, passion, and property, the VIP3, how your W2 experience forms the core of your VIP3, strategies for packaging your VIP3 into marketable offers, and examples of how others have monetized their unique intellectual property. Okay, so welcome on back, brand innovators. I am brand master Martina Britt Yelverton, your cash flow queen and founder of the number one legal tax hack to hire your kids in your own home based business. So, should you choose to do that, we are 20 years in this game, gang, and we have just distributed out into the good old US of A internet streets. Our newest youth lifestyle trainee, Genesis, who is now calling herself an adult at the precious age of 18. Y'all helped, girl. She thinks she really is adulting, okay? But anyway, getting back on track. We've talked clarity in the past couple of days. We've talked pain points as early as yesterday. And today we're actually getting to the heart of what makes your brand uniquely valuable. And that is your VIP3. And the reason I say VIP3 is because we're talking about your valuable intellectual purpose, your passion, and your property, meaning your intellectual property, that which is yours, that which is all you, your jus, what it is that you are purposed, passion, and primed to put out into the world. For seasoned professionals transitioning from a W 2 job, you need to know that you've accumulated a lifetime of knowledge, skills, and insights. It isn't just experience, it's actually your intellectual property. No one does your job the way that you do your job. But the question is, are you monetizing it? Are you packaging your unique wisdom in a way that attracts customers, clients, prospects, interested people? And does it generate you a profit outside of the W 2 job? So, this VIP3 framework is going to be one of my signature approaches to helping you uncover and leverage this gold mine. We've talked about it, but we've not given it this particular framework. And that's what we're doing now to make it more palatable, but more important, to make it referable so that you can easily recall and remember and share with others how it's done. It goes beyond a simple USP. That's your unique selling proposition. It dives very deep into the very essence of you and your entrepreneurial offering, that which makes you you. Okay. So let's go ahead and break it down. The V obviously is for valuable. What unique value do you bring to the marketplace? This isn't just about what you do. So don't misrepresent that. It isn't just about what you do, it's about the results that you deliver. So for an ideal client coming to the brand master, it's about helping them confidently launch and monetize their expertise while avoiding a lot of the pitfalls that happens with new entrepreneurs seeking a new venture. They really have not thought through the entire process that goes into starting a business, branding a business, marketing a business, getting on social media, setting up your domains, your subdomains, your email address, your business address, making sure that you prime and position all of your information correctly, consistently across multiple platforms, both online and offline. A lot of this V invaluable deals with you vision forward thinking, you mind mapping out everything that you've done. That is the signature essence of what I do as a brand master. When you come to me with an idea and you say, I want to do XYZ, I'm really digging deeper than what you're telling me because I know there's a lot of structure and setup and visualization that goes on behind the scenes that you have not yet thought of. That's what's valuable in working with the brand master. So for you, you have decades sometimes of experience on that job, and you're trying to figure out how you transition from that job out here into from the W-2 to the 1099. And you're trying to figure out how to do it and avoid as many pitfalls as possible. And so that's when you really need to pay attention to what is valued in what it is that you do every single day. Hope I really wrapped that up in a nice, pretty bow for you. The I is for intellectual. This is your accumulated knowledge, your frameworks, your methodologies, your insights from the decades on that W-2 world. How can you systematize and teach what you know? I have a framework called How to Teach What You Know. I tell you everything that you need to know as far as the online sector is concerned, how to actually walk through getting all of your assets together so that you can present your knowledge in a framework that you publish out into the world. So you may have never taught in a virtual setting before. I make sure you understand the graphics, the streaming, again, the setup, the workflows, the screen, the slideshows, everything that you need to do on screen, as well as thinking about all of the different levels of your participating audience, whether or not they're kinesthetic learners, they're audio learners, they're visual learners. All of that is exactly the way that you would systematize and teach what it is you know. And we go through that inside of the Brand Your Community. If you haven't heard me mention it before, let me mention it again for you today. If you go to community.martinabrityelverton.com, you will be able to see different areas, different learning tabs, different videos, real shorts, all of this information to help you get your assets together so that you can start in this realm as organized as possible. When you go over to martinabrityelverton.com, the first thing you see is the brand master is here to help you visualize, organize, simplify, monetize, all of that, and implement your brand value, right? And then finally, the P is for purpose and passion, right? What drives you? What problem are you truly passionate about solving? This authentic drive is what connects your audience and fuels your long term success. So, if you have no earthly idea what your purpose is, what your passion is, why you're doing what it is that you're doing, you're generally going to fizzle out and phase out. Trust me, 20 years in the game, my why, even though my children are adults now, and they no longer work inside of the business with me, they are no longer youth lifestyle trainees. They actually, when choosing, as much as a child can choose to do and not do what their parent says, they actually would be paid out as 1099s now, not actually working inside of the business because they've aged out. But again, they're still my passion. They're still my purpose. They're still the reason I do what it is that I do because I want to make sure that when I leave here, I leave them better than when they got here, better than when I got here, just better all around. Okay. And then the final three P of those P's is for the property. How are you packaging the valuable intellectual purpose and passion into a tangible, marketable product, service, or niche? This could be similar to your emergency branding fix-it kit that we offer you. The brand calls, the coaching programs, the consulting services, the VIP day, the memberships, the learning tabs, the community. All of these different things are the property. So, what is your checklist? What is your cheat sheet? What does your community look like? What does your web funnel look like? What do your social media platforms look like with regards to call to actions so that people can get what it is that they came to you for? So, when you're trying to put this VIP framework together, think about your W-2 career. What were the unique processes you developed? Stop right there and think about it. When you got the job, didn't they give you a manual? Weren't there certain standards that you had to follow? There was a structure in place. So that is literally your cheat sheet to how to get your entrepreneurial journey started. Creating your own policies and procedures, your handbook, your standards, your SOPs, standard operating procedures for how they go through and navigate through the thing you're teaching them. The insights that you gained on that job, these are the special things that you focus on to make the job simpler, easier to understand, easier to navigate through. What were the problems that you consistently solved over the time frame that you've been there? That's like the bonuses that you add in to help people navigate what you have already overcome on that job. That's your VIP3. So let me give you an example. If you were a top sales executive, then your VIP3 isn't just sales skills. It's your proven methodology for building a high performing sales team, right? In the complex B2B environment that you work in. You can now teach new entrepreneurs how to navigate that, how to navigate being on the job, coming off the job. This framework is exactly how you get your assets in order and turn your expertise into a profitable brand asset. It's about recognizing the immense value that you already possess and strategically packaging it for your ideal customer that you're looking to venture away from the W 2 and out here into the world. Now, one of the immediate objections that you may potentially have when you think about this task of you jumping out here in the real world is I don't think my W 2 experience is unique enough to be classified or called intellectual property. Let me help you reframe that. Your unique combination of experience, your insights, and your personality make it your intellectual property, right? That's what makes it unique. It's not about inventing something entirely new, but now packaging your specific approach to how you get that thing done, right? Will help you uncover that when you actually go through the emergency branding kit. Now, mind you, you may also be thinking, yep, that sounds pretty good. How do I even begin to package all of the knowledge? We're talking about 10, 20, even 30 years on the job sometime. If I look at my market of 45 to 65-year-old plus males who are transitioning from the W 2 out here into the working world. Well, that's where the property part of the VIP comes in. You can start small, like with the emergency branding fix it kit, to look at your overall brand structure just to get you out the gate started with one focus first. Then you can build out a more comprehensive offer, right? That has step by step processes. This is not an overnight transformation for you. However, it can be made simple when you're following a blueprint. So, what you should have learned from today in that quick 10 or 15 minutes is I've shown you a VIP3 framework that actually will help you and become the key to monetizing your unique expertise and how you can transition from the W 2 wisdom that you have into profitability quick, fast, and in a hurry if you're willing to follow the system, if you're willing to follow the plan, if you're willing to go ahead and download the emergency branding fix it kit, information is in the description below. I'll make sure to plug everything into that below. And if you don't see it, then just go ahead and come over to community.martinabrityelverton.com. You'll be able to get first dibs access to your free membership at community.martinabrityelverton.com. You'll be able to come on into the room. You'll be able to find tips, tricks, and things like that, checklists, and all of that while we continue to flesh out all of the different areas. Because remember, we're doing this all in real time before you. This Watch Me Work Wednesday, you will see the bones begin to take shape as we actually go through the entire setup of the emergency branding fix it kit for you in real time on the screen. Won't be talking a lot. You'll be listening to some music, but you'll see me putting the entire kit together as well as going back and dropping the links inside of all of these descriptions. That's why I say look in the descriptions below, because as we build it, we'll be determining what is the best plan of action, what are the best keywords, what are the best links, all of that. So you guys will have it fresh, brand new, and can get started right away. So generally, what I like to do before I close out all of these sections is to give you a call to action and ask you a question. And that's what's one piece of intellectual property from your W 2 career do you think you could be the most excited about monetizing? What is that thing that you know is you that you do better than anybody else that you would want to utilize? And I want to give you an example because I said I would give you a couple of examples when we broke down the key points that we're going to talk about. And one of the examples of how others have monetized their unique VIP3 is let's talk about one of my clients and good friends, Karesha Rainey. So she's a notary. Yes, she has a 20-year history. She's now retired from the DMV. Yes. So what she noticed when she made the transition from a W-2 into her two pivotal positions as a DNA specialist, as I call it, but she's Newer Heights DNA is one of her business, and she's also working in the trucking industry. She at the DMV kept getting so many offlines. That means after the job had ended, questions with regards to DMV, notary needs, paperwork, formats, structures, policies, procedures, all around, of course, DMV, but even more niche than that, the trucking industry. And so she literally was already primed to have income when she retired from the DMV because she was already paying attention to her strategic connections and all of the various people who were asking her questions about the trucking industry. Because remember, the trucking industry, they're on the roads, they're behind the wheel, they're moving our products from A to B to C. They don't have time always to follow up on all of the legal paperwork, all of the policies and procedures that they need to have in place. So she positioned herself as the go-to girl for these truckers to be able to say, hey, I'm behind on this particular certification. I need to have this filed. Well, if I'm on the road as a trucker during the time frame that the offices are open, then it would behoove me to have a person speak on my behalf, giving them whatever, notarized formats that they need to do to go file for all my certifications and make sure that I stay legally sound, my assets are in order, and I am actually licensed and certified to be on the streets doing what I do. That is one of the things that she had very extensive knowledge of in her W-2 job, that she was able to then reposition herself and continue to build her portfolio and work with truckers who needed to have their licenses and certifications ready to go. I'm telling you guys, it is possible. What you do right now on your W-2 job, you can actually do for yourself and build a career, leveraging your time, leveraging your talents, leveraging your property, your passion, and your purpose when you walk away from the job. It is 100% possible. Okay. So if you're ready to unlock your VIP3 and monetize your wisdom, then your next move, of course, is to hit the like button below, liking this information. Definitely comment and tell me what one piece of intellectual property that you are working on right now in your W-2 career that you would love to monetize and take offline. So go ahead and bridge the gap. You can subscribe to the channel, select the bell so that you can get the notifications whenever we release new content, because we're not always live. A lot of these are now pre-recorded and put out on YouTube as we continue to work more closely with clients during our live time. Definitely look down below, look down below in the description so that you can get the download. And from that download only, you will be able to book your 15-minute free brand audit. I'm excited for you guys. I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow, same time, for a strategic pivot, how to aggressively monetize your path to rapid income. Thank you again for your time on today. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll look for you guys on tomorrow.